Well, all right, it's another day. Sorry I got off work, so I don't feel like putting on this shirt. Just had to talk about something. Got to go to HEB, and Oasis had a beer that grabbed my attention. I was looking around, on Riverside, I didn't have too much. I felt bad because there was an accident, so please drive safe. Somebody caught their car on fire. Dangerous stuff. Just be careful. Side note, so black beer, black lager. People that love lagers, this is something you should expand in. If you're not big on porters and stouts, this has very minute um, flavor profile from it because they basically got some of that technique and applied it to the lager, and so you get this darker beer. Kolsch is from Cologne, Germany. It's another style beer. It's a little bit more heartier than, I guess you'd say, a lager. It has a little more body to it, a little more flavor, but it's not heavy like a wheat beer. So they hybrid both of them together is what it says. So yeah, Moontower Black Kolsch is a cooler Austin season in mind. Has a smooth finish, yet crisp, refreshing on the palate. Moontower's Black Kolsch is your take on Kolsch Schwarzbier hybrid. So it's the yeast is for the light, crisp body, and then with the malt blends, you get that dark chocolate flavors and a chewy mouthfeel. So 5.4, 18 IBUs, SRM's 24 because it's going to be pretty dark. But the body's going to be lighter, so anybody that likes lagers, lighter beers, crushable beers, if you're not really into the hops or porters or stouts, this would be somewhere more along that level. So let's see how it looks. So it's not super, super dark. It's definitely more brown. Some Schwarzbier can definitely get more black, but as it hits, thickens up, it's going to have that beautiful black look in it. Toasted malts really add to the character of it. So if you like porters, and you enjoy a few of the lighter body ones, some of the stouts that aren't super heavy, this is going to be on that line as well because you're going to get, so I get the Kolsch feel, the yeast and everything just gives it that beautiful malty smell as if you're like in Germany, and which is it's a subtle sweetness. Can't really pin it down too hard. I know there's more depth to it, but like the American wheat, like it gets a lot of the influence from its natural surrounding, the soils, the minerals like that. So the flavors and smells that I get usually are cleaner and sharper than when I get to America. When you get to Germany, they have a lot older strains, I guess, of certain grains that they use and they stick with, and they try to keep with tradition. So when you're out there and you're breathing that beautiful fresh air and you're having beers, you got this weird funk that's just naturally in that area. It's just the yeast, the minerality, the winds. They're in high mountains too, so the altitude might be an influence. So once you get that, you're gonna have a little bit of that memory in there, and it's gonna be like, wow, this smells like I'm in Germany. And that's just the best way I could do it, but I'm gonna break it down more as I go. So yeah, this slight toffee coffee. Oh man. Yeah, so it definitely has a beautiful caramel porter taste, but then immediately the lager clean just kicks over, and then it finishes up like a coffee bitter is the best I can describe it, but it's very light, so it's gonna have more flavor. Not getting too much of the hops. It's not overwhelming it, because the hops in lager and some of the ales, they don't want it to influence, like blondes are supposed to be neutral. You put the right amount, you don't really want either one dominating. So with Kolsch's, they're very mellow on that hoppiness, but the bodies are more, it feels thicker, Wow, that's a good blend. It's a good hybrid. I love it. It's crisp. It's not overwhelmingly bitter. You just definitely get that dark chocolate, light coffee, and then it's gonna seem a little bit as if it's watery. That's because you got the lager side. So the Schwarz is gonna be that clean, crisp, exactly how they say it on here. So if you forget, you can read it, and they balance it out. So you grab a Schwarzbier black lager and had one by itself, it's going to be more on the first half, the second half you feel when it's clean, crisp, and light. Kolsch's, they're going to be blonde, but they're going to be malty, and they're going to have that beginning thicker body, not super hoppy, but definitely it's there, and it's present with the malt, and it's going to be like a heavier beer, but lighter compared to like wheat beers and things like that. So this is like pushes the boundaries, puts it more on the ale scale, but it's created through a lager process. So you're getting the benefits of ale through lager because of this. So hopefully that's something you like. It's called Moontower. Oasis, this is a solid one. I like it. 2 thumbs up on this one. I just have a thing for Schwarzbiers. Love them. There's a few brands that do come in that come from Germany if you want to try those ones. And you'll get that slightly funkiness that's just natural from just everything they do from growing all the way to the process. And then you can compare it with like Raw and Sun has a black lager, and you're gonna definitely feel how it's clean and more American, almost like industrial, you know, like we use a lot of steel and stuff like that. Some German places still do a lot of wood and barrels, and that adds a whole different flavor profile, but a lot of them started doing steel. But you're gonna taste the difference off the bat if you compare side by side. So I'm gonna have to see about grabbing a couple so I can really try and break it down. But I like this. I naturally like Schwarzbier. Ugly Pug by Raw and Sun should be around the corner. Probably should have passed by already or coming up. And they're gonna start hitting their spring line and stuff. So if you see it, just try it, go for it. If not, they go to the imported. There's a couple Schwarzbiers that you can get year round. A couple of cheap pills that are like 4-packs for like $6, and they're pretty solid. Like it's like the closest you can get to being over there. So here's you. Be safe. Enjoy the weather because it's cold right now, and you might not like it, but when it gets hot, you probably wish we had it. I prefer cold weather, so enjoying it while it lasts. Do like, subscribe, say something, see if you got it. In case you want to ask, Moontower by Oasis. I've got the light all reflected on there. Has great description to break it down, get you started. And a nice little detail. So that's one thing I do like when they do that. For anybody who doesn't know any better, kind of puts you in a better perspective. But you still have some things you need to learn and understand just for basic knowledge, because you're going to different regions just like wine. You got mostly German, Bavarian, Belgian, things like that, and like honestly some of the beers are just sweet, just naturally the way they make them. But it's just clean, crisp, savory, enjoyable, light coffee. The bitterness for me is very mellow, but I enjoy very good chars on things. You like charred fruits and vegetables, things like that. So this is very light on my palate. So all right, enjoy, have a good night. Hopefully you try this one.